button here, and here we go. Okay, so welcome this evening. Thank you for jumping on. I promise this is going to be very much worth your time because we are talking about a money-making activity, which is Power Hour. And it is some of the best way that you should be spending your time every day is blocking that time that we are making contacts. I'm going to just show you a way tonight, though, to make it more impactful, more fun. I was with Keller Williams for 3 years. I don't think anyone ever really liked Power Hour. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. And so we're going to give you an amazing form that you can use in your Power Hour that was created by Kathy Baxter, which is actually how this whole meeting came tonight. So I'm going to tell you a little bit. I was with Keller Williams from 2009 to 2000 and left towards 12. And so I was with them 3 years after actually having my own brokerage. So I had my own brokerage for 5 years. And then I went over to Keller Williams. And so I quickly jumped into the Keller culture. And of course, part of the Keller Williams culture is, in their training, is doing Power Hour. 9 o'clock in the morning, we were all in a big group room and everybody grabbed their phones and their lists and started dialing, and you kept track of your dials. You kept track of the amount of people that you've reached and the appointments that you set. And I know that you know, a lot of people were always, you know, those questions, well, what do I say to people? Who do I call? And it feels weird. And aren't I bothering people? And, you know, those are real things. And as hard, as good as I was at cold calling, it was never, you know, it was never something that I looked forward to. Did we get results out of it? Absolutely. You know, the clock strikes 12 twice a day is what I always say. And so, but we're going to show you tonight a way to take that hour, and maybe even if you take 2 hours, and I will tell you that after 22 years of real estate, 2,500 transactions, that the amount of time that you spend in your money-making activity does equate into the amount of money that you're going to make in your real estate businesses. So 1 hour of money-making and true money-making activities is an equivalent of $100,000 a year. 2 hours is $250,000 a year. 3 hours or more is $500,000 plus. And I will tell you that that rang true in my own practice. So we're going to just talk about 1 hour. 1 hour of these kind of activities should make 6 figures for you. And we're going to show you how to make that fun, easy, and very impactful. And eliminating cold calls. Now, some of you may still want to do cold calls. I still do cold calling, but there's some of you that just makes you cringe having to do cold calls. But if you're going to do that, we're going to show you how to do that as well. So, Kathy Baxter, I'm going to bring you back on because this is what happened. We're going to talk a little bit about send out cards. I'm going to show you send out cards, but you can absolutely do this without send out cards. Send out cards makes it easier, it makes it more impactful, and it's going to be less expensive, and it's going to be less time consuming. So what I'm going to show you, you're going to be able to take a form and you're going to be able to do this, but we are going to show you send out cards because what I learned is that I could do my 90 or my hour of calling and I could be much more effective with it because of this tool. And so when I joined send out cards and I saw almost immediately, even though I wasn't with Keller Williams, I remember thinking like, this would be so amazing if I would have had this for Power Hour. And so jump ahead a few months now, Kathy Baxter is with Send Out Cards. And yesterday she did a meeting and they started talking about Kathy's 60-minute Power Hour. And I was like, oh, and it caught my attention. And then I saw this beautiful form that they showed, and it was in red. And I was like, oh, there's the Keller Williams Power Hour form, right? And so I messaged Kathy, and I'm like, Kathy, girl, we got to talk because I have been wanting to put something together for Keller Williams people to use send out cards, and your form is exactly what I was looking for. So I'm going to actually share my screen with you right now. and I'm going to show the form, and I'm going to have Kathy talk now. Kathy uses it because she helps business people, real estate agents all over the country, actually in the UK and this country and Canada. Kathy's actually up from Canada, or up in Canada, build their businesses through relationship marketing, through send out cards. But her form is 100% applicable to Power Hour in Keller Williams, or whatever company you're with in your money-making activity. So I want to bring up the form, and I did customize this a little bit more for Keller Williams. But Kathy, if you wouldn't mind just kind of talking a little bit how you created this form, how you've been using this form, and then we're going to equate it into Keller Williams world.
Okay, thank you, Cheyenne. Hi, everyone. I'm Kathy Baxter from Toronto, and this is something that I've been doing for quite a while now, my Power Hour. I had no idea that Keller Williams had such a thing, but I'm glad that you do, because I find it super helpful in keeping myself organized. So I created the form with the things that I want to do in an hour every day. So I did mine in 20 minutes times 3. You can do it in 15 times 4 if that works better for you. Actually, when I first created it, I did it in 15 minutes times 4, but I found as I went along, 15 minutes wasn't long enough when I was actually speaking with people, because I tend to get into a conversation with them and whatnot. So I made it 20 minutes times 3, but you can, of course, if 15 is better for you, that's fine too. So what I do is the day before, I take out my Power Hour form for the next day, and I quickly jot down who I'm going to send my cards to and why I'm going to send them. Perhaps it's, Jane Smith's birthday next week. I may even do it 2 weeks ahead. So if it's her birthday, I just write down who I'm sending the card, the reason, and whether they're getting a card and a gift and what it is, so that I have tracked that. And so I'll do that for 5 people. So I send 5 cards a day. Our cards are free on our 97 subscription, so we can send as many as we want. So that's never an issue, and the postage is included. So
we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end. That's like a big, real exciting bonus in this. But again, you don't have to use send out cards in this. Of course, we're going to show you why you're going to probably want to. But go ahead, Kathy. I just wanted to
Okay, no problem. So I do 5 a day, and just write down whether I'm just touching base with someone. Maybe it's just because I haven't talked to you in a while. I send them a card and I write down, I keep track of it. Maybe I just want to appreciate somebody, or it was nice to meet you, whatever. So I do my cards and I write them down the day before. So I'm doing all of this the day before for the next morning. Then I will write down who I'm going to follow up with, that I've had appointments with in the past. So who I'm going to follow up with, and I'll write their names down there with their numbers. So it's right there at my fingertips. And then my cold calls. I do cold calls. Or you can do warm calls.
Yeah, I know.
Either or.
We'll talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so either or. So I do cold calling because I like to appreciate my friends that I have on Facebook. People will Facebook friend me, or on LinkedIn, and I don't know them. So I call it a cold call. I want to get to know them. So I'll go in and I'll just ask them, thank you for connecting. Tell me a little bit about yourself, kind of thing, and learn about the person behind. So basically, I write who I'm going to do my cold calls and get appointments with, my follow-up, and my cards that are sent. I do that all the day before, and then in the morning, I pull out this sheet and I'm ready to go with my morning coffee. I do my Power Hour and my coffee, and it's done for the day. So then later on in the day, maybe when I'm on lunch or whatever, I will write up the one for the next day or prepare the next day. So every morning I don't have to really think. It's all right here. I time myself. I use my cell phone. I put a timer on it for 20 minutes, and then I move on to the next item. So that's how I use it every day.
That's perfect. And that's simple. That's simple. It's very easy. It's very systematized. So the thing that we want to share with you tonight, and hopefully what you're going to leave with, is a very clear and concise understanding that in our business, we have to have systems. The difference between successful, in any things, but we're going to talk real estate because we're real estate agents, but the difference between successful real estate agents and unsuccessful real estate agents are systems. And the tighter and the more concise our systems are, and the more consistent we are with our systems, the more successful that we're going to be. So I want to just elaborate a little bit onto this because, again, I'm going to kind of take this into Keller Williams world and real estate world. So, and I want to show you how simple it is to do this card sending part. Now, again, can you go to the store, go on Amazon and buy your little note cards and handwrite your 5 note cards for any reason that Kathy just mentioned? A birthday, a marathon, a job promotion, you know, sympathy, encouragement, just thanks, just thinking of you. Absolutely, you can. But what I want you to consider is this, and this is what we've started doing is, and I wasn't using this form. I'm absolutely 100% starting tomorrow. I've already started working on my form. In the morning, I'm starting my day with this form, and I'm doing my own power hour. And what I'm going to do is tonight, I'm going to do this. I am now going to go, I'm going to let you see my Facebook, and I am going to just go into, and most of us have a good amount of our sphere in our Facebook, right? There are people that we're doing business with, people that we've done business with. There are friends in our family of, sorry, I've got someone chatting here and it's distracting, sorry. And so what I would do is I literally in the morning, I would go onto Facebook and I would look through my feed and I would see something. Now, I could do it to someone who would never have a chance of probably sending me business, which I do that all of the time. But for this example, I would be looking for people that were potentially someone that I could do business with that would refer business to me. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find just a photo here or a reason to send a card. And I'm going to show you how quick it is to just pull a photo off of Facebook. And I might have to have one of you do my overview because my internet, gosh, everyone's like posting videos. Here's Christina, actually, and that's a video of her. But you know what? I'm still going to do this. So this is actually a friend of mine, Christina, and she just started her own television show, and she's a real estate agent in St. Louis. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take, if you can you mute? There you are. I can mute you. I think, Karen, that was you. I'm going to send her a card, and I'm going to congratulate her on her new show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go into her information, and I'm going to take this really cute picture of her, and I'm going to save it onto my computer. And then I'm going to just use this photo. And this is why we love our send out cards. Because yes, could I write her a hand note and congratulate her? Absolutely, I could. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something that's more impactful. And I'm going to send her a card that's got a photo on it. I'm going to do it very quickly. And I'm going to show you how quick this is. And how, when you get good at this, and when you, when this becomes a habit, how you can get this done in those 20 minutes in the morning of your 20-minute power hour, which is your card sending time. And I'm going to, I know she's got an image on here with her new show. And actually, I think I already have one saved here. Oh, this is so cute. So this is her sitting on the set of her new show. and I'm just going to thank her. So in real estate, how could this work for you? There are people who are always getting job promotions. They're doing things that, again, I'm just celebrating her. I'm congratulating her on her new show. And did I just save that? Oops, here, save as. There, whoops. Oops. Sorry, it saves it as a web page. Sometimes I want it as a JPEG. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my send out cards editor here. Well, of course. Here we go. All right, I'm going to jump into, I'm so sorry. Oh, sorry, my Chrome just shut down. Give me just a second, guys, and we'll bring this right back up.
Cheyenne, if you need me to do a demo, I can too. So
okay, thanks, sweetie. 1 second. I'm gonna just, for 2 seconds, I'm just gonna stop this so I can see to open up. That's weird why it just went dead here. Hold on, there we go. All right, let me open this Chrome again, and it should be fine. And it doesn't even normally look like my Chrome, which has 42 browsers open. So I
know.
Somebody just had posted on their thing, like, you know who it was? It was Darla. It was so funny. And it had, like, you know, people like us who have all their browsers open. And there was a funny little saying about it. Okay, I think it's going to be fine here. So let me.
While you're pulling that up, I just wanted to tell everybody, and you know my story, but I was a chronic card sender, card writer. I was a pop-by person, and when I found this system, it simplified everything for me, and I was able to duplicate everything very, very well. And I believed in it. So I believed in cards. You didn't have to tell me that a tangible touch wasn't impactful, but there is nothing more impactful than making it personal, like what you're about to do. So,
exactly. So you can see here, Send Out Cards has over 25,000 different cards. You're never going to run out of a card idea or a template to use. But I'm going to use this one because she was a little bit, you know, this was something new. She'd never been on camera before. And I'm going to send her this one because I love it. It says, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. And guys, you can send this to anyone. I mean, you never know what even your past buyers, your sphere, you don't ever know where people are in their life. And maybe they need to know this. Maybe they need to know, like, hey, maybe it's time to, you know, to take on something and get out of your comfort zone. So the cards can be, I mean, could be a just because card. So, but we know for her, I know that she's kind of in an area that's at the end of her comfort zone. So I'm going to show you that you've got different card examples. You can do a 2-panel card, a 3-panel. We've got big cards, postcards, flat cards, which I absolutely love. We have 3 different finishes of cards. And they're all a really nice, I mean, they're just a really high quality card. And for this example, because I just want to show you how simple this is, I'm going to just do our standard card, and I'm going to do a 2-panel card. And I'm going to, as soon as it comes up here, I'm going to drag and drop her couple of photos in there. I'm going to do a couple of just encouraging words there and tell her how proud I am of her. And what's awesome about Send Out Cards and why this is so impactful is you're going to see that my branding is on the back. And so it doesn't come across as salesy, right? I know when we're doing Power Hour, we're always thinking, what am I going to say? You know, what if you're, you know, if you're calling these people once a quarter, it's kind of like, okay, what am I going to talk about with them? What the card does is the card is what warms people up. The card is what gives, in fact, what we found is since we've been sending cards is that we're not even making that many outbound phone calls. Most of the phone calls are starting to come in. And so the only time that I'm really making calls is I'm sometimes checking on people to make sure they've gotten their card. And so it's a great way, again, to make the call to say, hey, you know, I shot something out in the mail to you. I just wanted to make sure, did you get your birthday card? Did you get your I'm just thinking of you card? Because sometimes, you know, people are a few weeks in getting them in the mail. Sometimes the mail isn't 100% reliable, but it is a great, and I'm so sorry. So Kim, I might have to have you demo for me. And because it is not, it is my internet. It is slow here. Will you pull yours up, Kim, and just see if it's, if we can get if you can do it a little bit faster. I'm going to keep trying it on this one, but just have you back up and I'll let you do one on your screen instead of mine.
Sure. If you'll, yep, I have to
I'm going to
back
stop
out
sharing.
and then I'll share with you.
Guys,
Awesome.
I'm so sorry about my internet here. And of course, as soon as I probably ask her to do it, nope, look, now of course it's coming up, of course. So, all right, so just keep yours on standby just in case.
Okay.
So I'm going to click on here. And one of the things that's really awesome, guys, is things in my own social media are going to come. You know what, Kim? Here we go. Let's see here. I'm going to upload those 2 photos that I just did of Christina. And where is she, Miss Christina? Where are you? And you can see, obviously, I send a lot of cards. So I have lots of people's photos in here because that's what I do. This is the only money-making activity.
Yeah. When I went to share it, knocked you off.
Oh, so sorry, guys.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, here we go.
Welcome.
Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to, what did I just do with her picture? I just saw it. Well, for example's sake, and because this has taken much longer than it normally does, and I promise I do these from my phone most of the time. So I'm going to just do this photo of just a friend of mine here, just to give you the idea of this. And so I'm going to pull these pictures. I've just downloaded it right here. I'm going to drag it over here into this, and then I'm going to go next. And maybe I want to do a couple of other ones of them. So I'm going to just click here, but I could write a quote there. I could just do, I could write a motivational quote. I could do, you know, congratulations. There's a lot of different things that I could do right here. But for this example's sake, again, I'm just going to do just a photo. And then I'm going to do a quick note here. And again, even though the pictures aren't my friend, we're going to still reference her in this. And I'm just going to do Christina. So proud of you and your, so proud of you and, let's see, on your new show. I know you were a bit scared to take on this adventure. I know you will be wildly successful, and St. Louis is so lucky to have you representing their city. And then I'm going to put my name here, Cheyenne. Now there's some things here I could I could change the background of my card. I mean, there's all kinds of really cool features in here. I can change the font here. We've got 58 different fonts. So I might want to do something that kind of looks like my handwriting. You can also, have your own handwriting. That's one of our extra features that you can do. But for this purpose, I'm going to just use one that kind of looks like mine. I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to jump to the back here. And this is where the branding would come in. And we can help you with your branding. There's real simple things. You can just go here and you can pull, you know, different layouts, and you can create, you know, the back right here through the system, or you can use Canva, something, you know, something that you could design this. This is one I actually designed, and it doesn't even have all the information in here. We did it just for an example. But for this, I'm going to just, again, I've got some of my branding in here. And this is what's so awesome about these cards. Because you're not marketing in the front of the cards, which is what typical real estate agents do, the only marketing on the card is the back of it. And because it's on the back and people are so used to seeing marketing on the back, it doesn't come across as salesy. We all know, I mean, I went back through my budget, and I had spent almost $500,000 on all my marketing pieces. I did newsletters, I did a million different postcards, just listeds, just solds. And all of the time, you know, the information that was going out to people was information about me, information about my business. And the reason that these cards are so impactful, and we're getting such a huge response, people referring business to us, people that are continuing to come back to us, that we're staying top of mind, is because we're using, you know, the card is so personal, and it's just so personalized to them, and the card's about them. So again, this would have my branding, and if my computer wasn't just as slow as molasses, my internet, I'm so sorry, I would show you my branding, but my branding would be right here. And actually, I'm going to just show you in this card my branding so that you can see it's very subtle. It just has my information. It's got my contact information. I'm going to go next. And it's going to create my order. And I'm going to show you, and I'm so sorry that this is so slow. This is awful internet. Hey, Kim, can you get it on yours and just create something here? I'm going to go back to our form. If you can get something right to the place where we're getting ready to send it, that would be awesome. Yep. I want to go back to the form, though, that we're going to be using. And so what I'm doing is I can get about 10 to 15 cards done in an hour. Now, my internet it's nighttime. I live in the country. This is what's going on, is that my internet's just so slow. But normally when I'm doing this, I'm either doing it on my phone and I'm sending. So if I'm at my office, I'm just doing my cards on my phone. If I'm at home, I'm doing my cards, but I can usually get 10 to 15 cards done in an hour. So you can easily get 5 cards done in that 20 minutes. Then what I'm doing in my follow-up period is everybody that I've sent cards, and you're going to see gifts over here in this line. The other thing that Send Out Cards does is we have gifts. We have over 300 gifts. So a lot of times if I've met somebody, right, new person, I've sent a card, I've sent brownies out, and I'm going to note that in this section here, that I've sent them a card, what the card was for, and what gift I sent them. In my follow-up time, I'm now going to follow up. If they've called me, I'm going to call them back. And that's usually what's happened, is someone's called me, thanking me for my card, thanking me for my brownies. Maybe I've sent them a card that said, hey, let's do lunch. And they're calling me back to say, you know, hey, let's go to lunch. I'm going to be following up with people that I've sent cards out to. For sale by owners, expireds. This is one of the most powerful things that I've ever seen to get expireds and for sale by owners. And you guys know those people in your markets that dominate those markets. This is where you can start chipping away at that, when you start sending cards and brownies into that cold market. And that could be where you drop down into this 20 minutes where I call it warm, and you could still do cold here, but where I'm now following up with, let's just say, a new business that I've sent a card out to. Kim and I were talking about today that we, now that when we visit restaurants that are the restaurants in our communities that we love, We go in and we pull great pictures, or like I was just in this great Mexican restaurant, had some soup. It was a gorgeous bowl of chicken soup. I took a picture and put it on a card and sent them a really sweet card. It was just a single panel card. And it just said, hey, was in for lunch today. It was absolutely delicious. I'm going to tell everybody I know about this restaurant. Thank you for what you do in our community. It was real simple, and it had my branding on the back. Well, now what I've done is I have now started expanding my network, right? I'm meeting new people, but I've sent them a card, and maybe I want to follow up and just, find out, hey, do you do catering? Find out a little bit more about their business. You could do that with dentists. You could do that with doctors. You could do that with providers that are in our industry, right? Landscapers, contractors, insurance people that are going to benefit our sphere. And that's how you can take that last 20 minutes and go in and start expanding your network, right? And so that could be a warm or a cold call. So maybe the card's gone out and now your call is warm, or you're going to go ahead and make that cold call if you still want to do cold calls during your power hour, and then you follow up with a card, right? Maybe you've met someone at a networking event and you've taken a business card. That could be a great time to maybe just call that person on your business card and say, hey, I would love to get together for lunch with you and learn more about your business and, how we can help each other in each other's business. And then follow up with a card, follow up with some brownies or some nice little small token of a gift. This is one thing that we have, and I love this, and I'm going to start sending this to people. They're called our I am statements, and they're these great little book holders, little books that you use in your book. And I'm sorry, it's just distracting I'm going to mute you, Karen. But these are just little simple things that you could send to business people, that could just use motivational, inspirational things. So you can see now how this is so much different than a current power hour. Whatever company you're doing this is, now you're actually having a real reason to reach out to people. It's not uncomfortable sending cards. You've now warmed up a cold market, and I'm going to stop the share on this. And we have a system that, and Kathy just kind of mentioned it at the beginning here, that now you can do it with unlimited cards and unlimited postage. And so I want to just show you briefly what that looks like and how you can use this system. It's one of the most cost-effective things I've ever seen and used. So let me just see if there's any questions. So Keller Williams, new agent licensed in January, June. That's exciting. Love, if you're getting started with a system like this and making your power hours this impactful, you're going to have an amazing career in real estate. KW in Plano, Texas. Awesome. You're doing power hour, new agent with KW. Currently taking Bold. Dustin, that's awesome. Bold is amazing. And yep. Okay. So let's do this. I want to just quickly show you, again, we're going to send you this form that you can use in your own power hour calling. And again, whether you're going to use our system that we're showing you that is the most impactful way to do it. And again, because you're sending these really beautiful cards that have people's photos on them, the chances of them keeping it. I have people all the time that send me pictures of where they've put their photos, where they've put their cards. They've hung them in their office, or they put them in picture frames, or they stick them on a bulletin board. They keep them because it's got their pictures on them. People just, and the other thing in the digital age, we have our pictures on our phones, we put them on Facebook, but we don't print them very much anymore. And so that's why, kind of the old school way is now the real impactful way. And so I just want to show you real quick how you can get started with send out cards. We've got a really cool 90-day money-back guarantee that I'm personally offering. So whoever invited you to this call, if I invited you, this is my guarantee. If someone else has invited you to this call, get back with them, and they're going to show you how to get set up, how to implement this, how to start using it, honestly, as quickly as tomorrow in your power hour, and really watch your business expand. So I'm going to just jump real quick. I want to show you just the 4 plans real quick, and then we're going to end this call. Where is the pricing here? Card catalog, pricing. Okay, here it is. So Send Out Cards about 3 weeks ago rolled out with the most amazing, as if their system wasn't awesome enough, they rolled out 4 new plans. I'm briefly going to touch on these 2 because you all are real estate professionals, you're in business. Really, you really want to consider this 97 or this 147.
Cheyenne.
Yeah.
You need to share your screen again.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you, I always forget that. So it's so easy to see you there. So, all right. So here are our 4 plans. We've got a free plan, enhanced, a premium, and an enterprise. Again, I'm not going to touch too much on this, but anybody can use this account. So anybody can download the app and save money immediately, have the ease of having Send Out Cards. Once you've created a beautiful card, a personalized card, whether it's for someone's birthday, an anniversary, you know, congratulations on your new job promotion, great job on the marathon, whatever it is, it's going to save you a fortune, not just in money, but in time, just by downloading the free app. You get your cards for $275. It does come with a CRM. It's very limited. But this is for the masses, basically, just for people who want to save money and still be able to send cards very simply. The next step up is the $17 a month plan. And this is you're going to get your cards at $2.25. Again, a huge savings. I don't know if you guys have looked at cards lately, but you know, when you go into Hallmark or a grocery store and buy a card, it's $5, $6, $7, and then you've got to get a stamp, and then you got to go to the post office. Send Out Cards is going to print your card, stuff your card, and send your card, and it's in the post office within 24 hours. So here, this is just a little step up. It comes with the full CRM. It comes with a discount on the gifts. And these are the 2 accounts that I really want to talk about, because we use the word in Send Out Cards as a game changer. And in real estate, this is a game changer because marketing is so expensive. And sadly, a lot of our marketing, our return on investment is so low. Isabel Drogue is an agent that's on this call with us, and she and her husband are amazing husband and wife team up in Canada. They're top agents in their community. They've been using this for about 18 months, and it's taken their business to almost 100% referral. It's about the only marketing that they do. And she's actually the one who introduced it to me because she knew I was in real estate, and it's changed their business. It's changed my business. And we spend a fortune in real estate marketing. And now with Send Out Cards, and I know you're not going to believe this, it's too good to be true. You can send now unlimited single card sends. So that card that I was just sending to my friend Christina is actually included. It would be free under this $97 plan, and that includes my postage. That means every day when I'm sending 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards a day, all of those, I can send out 50 cards, 100 cards, 200 cards, however many I can physically sit and send out each month for $97, including the postage. Now, there are other cards that I send. So after my clients close, I send they just close. So I want to stay in touch with them over the next year or 2 years or 3 years. We have campaigns, and those are going to be only $1.75. So I have my people set up they are on a 7 to 10 card campaign. So for about $20 a year, I can do these really personal touches. We also, again, have the gifts that I get to do a 30% discount on. And we have these really cool loyalty rewards, and there's 10 cards a month that I can use basically for however I want. If I want to send 1 card to 10 people, those would all be included in that account. The enterprise account, which is actually the account that I'm on, because again, I'm in real estate and there's a million ways to send cards. The additional feature of this account is now, in addition to sending unlimited cards with unlimited postage, I can also send 100 free group cards. Let me tell you how I use this. I use this with for sale by owners. I use this with expireds. I use this into my sphere. Maybe I want to send 50, my top clients, my A's, my A pluses. I want to send them Mother's Day's coming up. And I want to send everyone a Mother's Day. Now I can personalize it to where it's going to have each person's name in there. But I can send that 1 card to 50 people and the card is going to be included. Now I will have to pay the postage, but essentially I can send as many cards as I want singularly, and I can send these group cards with the postage for $147 plus the postage for those 100 cards, which is another $50. In my career, 22 years, my husband and I were talking today when we were in mortgages. He's like, do you remember we spent like $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 a month marketing? And now I do the same stuff that I did back then. And I do it for, $200, $300, $400 a month because of this unlimited plan. So it's really simple. I'm going to show you a guarantee for those of you that you can see how this can really make your power hours more productive, more impactful, and frankly, way, way, way more fun. If you get back to the person who invited you to this, we can set you up. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes. It's a little late this evening, but if somebody wants to get started tonight so that you can use this in the morning, reach out to whoever invited you and we can set you up on an account. And then we also have a kind of a coaching mastermind group that we put all of our customers in, and we help you because we're all real estate agents. Kim's a real estate agent. Isabel's a real estate agent. I'm a real estate agent. We help you create branding for your back. We give you tips. We share cards with you of strategies that we're using in our real estate practices. You go into that coaching group for free. The other thing that we want to share with you or offer to you tonight, because we know it works. We know sending cards is going to probably be the most impactful thing that you can do in your business. We're offering, and I'm going to pull this up. What did I do with it? Hold on just a second. We're doing, and I just created this because I was just getting ready to launch this. We created a 90-day challenge with a 100% money back guarantee. And this is the challenge, and this is what we're offering you. If you sign up tonight, we are going to give you an opportunity to use this system for 90 days. We're so confident that it's going to so radically change your business that we're willing to do this guarantee. Send 3 to 5 random acts of love, kindness, appreciation, celebration cards a day for 90 days. If your life is not a better place personally, mentally, and or financially, we're going to refund your money for those 3 months. All right. So if you sign up on a 97 or a 147, or frankly, if you even sign up on a 17 and you use it for those 90 days and one of those things is not radically different, then I want you to message us back or message whoever you sign up with, and we're going to give you your money back, because that's how much we know. It's not even that we believe, we know that this system works. All of us have been using it. My phone rings every day from cards that I send, right? I don't do hardly any cold calling that I don't want to do, right? Now, am I reaching out to businesses every day? Absolutely, because I'm expanding my network. But 9 times out of 10, I'm sending a card first. So once they're hearing from me, it's very warm. They're like, oh my God, you're the one who sent the brownies and the beautiful card, right? So I want to open this up and see if anybody has any questions. I will say that I know we gave you a lot of information. We're going to send anybody that registered for the presentation, for the overview. We're going to send you the form that Kathy created for us, which is an amazing form to use daily in our calls. But this is this is where kind of the rubber meets the road, as they say. There are a lot of agents out there, and sadly it's the 80-20 rule, and really it's probably more the 90-10 rule, and 10% of the agents really have most of the market. And that's for a couple of reasons. One, they have systems. They have very defined systems in their business. Number two, they take action. And there's a very, very small space between the successful agents and the unsuccessful agents. But being in this for 22 years and 2,500 deals, I know the difference in what it takes. It takes good hard work, and it takes finding these systems. And this, in my vast experience, this is the best thing. And we've got some new agents on here. If y'all get started in this, it's no money. I just told you I spent thousands of dollars a month. This is a few $100s a month that you are going to have the greatest impact. You're going to grow your business. You're going to grow a predictable business. It's going to help you stay on follow-up, stay on top of follow-up, and it's going to help you stay connected and grow your relationship with your clients. And it's going to make those power hours fun. So, so that's our offer to you tonight. That's our training for tonight. And if you've got any questions, I'm happy to answer them now. I appreciate all of you that stayed on with us, even throughout the technical internet difficulties. But I would love to chat with any of you, and would love to have you get started with send out cards. And ladies, is there anything that anybody else wants to add? Kim, Kathy, Jenny, Isabel?
I just going to say something. I think that using the power hour to get you into a habit, using it every single day, and the consistency is what's going to make your business in real estate grow, in send out cards grow, in whatever you do. And I've really found that to be helpful for me in the last few months, is the consistency of doing it every day. And it'll become like second nature to you, like part of your morning routine.
Yep. Absolutely. Kathy, that's great. And I didn't hit on this. I should mention this. So send out cards has a really cool feature, and it's basically, it's like if you refer people in. So send out cards does their marketing through people like us, right? Through their customers. So we've become raving customers. And when we refer other raving customers, or potential raving customers, they pay us. And so we have this really cool thing at Send Out Cards. It's paid for, right? So basically, you get 4 other agents in your office. And let me tell you, when you start doing power hour like this, and they're like, wait a minute, what are you doing? What are you doing on your phone? You're like sending something. You're like, yeah, I'm talking to my warm market in my power hour. And they start seeing all the success that you're having, which I promise you, it's going to rise you to the top of your ranks in your office quick. But when they see that, they're going to want to know what you're doing. And if you show 4 people in your office that sign up for this system for the same plan you have, so you're on the 97 and you get 4 people that are 97, your marketing's free. All right? With that referral plan, right? You pay $59 once a year, and you can refer in. Now, you can do more than that. That's what some of us on here are doing, right? And Keller Williams, you've heard of multiple streams of income. But if you refer people in, 4 of them, your account's paid for. So that's an amazing benefit that now you can get your marketing for free. Kim, you got anything?
I think you sold me again. Every time I do this, I'm always like, sign me up. Y'all, it's really just exciting when most of us on this call probably never thought we would be on a Zoom showing this to other agents. But when it started to happen, and for me, I network businesses. So I'm in chamber groups, I'm in B&I groups. That's the way that I grew my real estate business. And when I started sending cards to my business partners, and they called me and said, "Hey, can we use this in my business?" And I was like, "Yes, you can." And so it just expanded so rapidly. And when I tell you, like, I even looked at just at Facebook, because I was trying to think if I had to build a card